The original Maruti Suzuki S-Cross when launched was the first vehicle in its price category to kickstart the full-size crossover segment. The older S-Cross, however, did not turn out to be as successful as we usually would associate with other Maruti Suzuki models, and the key reason for that was the way the S-Cross looked, which wasn't to everyone's taste. Understanding that feedback from consumers, Maruti Suzuki went ahead and has updated the S-Cross, wherein it has given the car a visual as well as some bit of mechanical changes. Will that be enough to take on the already stiff competition in the form of the Hyundai Creta and the new Renault Captur is what we're going to find out today. Now, one of the key changes made in the Maruti Suzuki S-Cross is the design. So let's talk about that first. When you look at the new S-Cross up front, the first thing that's going to catch your attention is this grille. It's got these 10 bold vertical slats, again draped in chrome. So this is aimed at giving the new S-Cross a more premium look, which the older one perhaps lacked. Apart from that, when you move a little towards the side, you've got these really nice looking headlamps. Again, Maruti's given them a jewel treatment. So we are driving the top alpha variant. What you get in this variant is full LED cluster, wherein you've got these daytime running LED lamps and an LED projector headlamps. However, if you choose for a lower variant, the one below the alpha, what you're going to get is a halogen projector lamp. Now couple the grille and the headlamp with the fog lamp, which has got these chrome accents, a lower skid plate in the front part of the bumper. You've got also these sharper creases around the bumper, so all of it works to give the new S-Cross a much more dynamic look when you compare it to its predecessor. So if giving the S-Cross a slightly more premium and a more dynamic stance was the aim of the Maruti Suzuki designers, I think they have succeeded well. Now moving to the side profile, well, there's not much of a change. All of you who are familiar with the older S-Cross will notice that instantly. What has really changed is the alloy wheels. You've got this very good looking chunky alloy wheels and you've got wider rubber on them as well. Now moving from the side of the new S-Cross to the rear, it again clearly is visible that there aren't much changes here. The major change here is that the cluster inside the tail lamp has been upgraded to an LED unit. So overall, when we talk about design, the major upgrade has been carried out at the front, and what that does is when you look at the new S-Cross coming in, it looks a little more attractive, a little more premium and a lot more muscular. Now talking about interiors, the new S-Cross is pretty much what the older S-Cross was. So if you talk about changes, well, there aren't much changes that you will notice. The dashboard layout, the design, all of it remains the same. Is that a bad thing? I don't think so. The reason being that the S-Cross has always been a vehicle that has offered good interiors. The all black theme really looks good. It's appealing. You've got a soft touch dashboard here. That's again premium. You've got this smart looking infotainment system here. The touchscreen again is the same that you had on the older S-Cross, but now the update is that you've got Android Auto in addition to Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto is what the older S-Cross was missing. If you talk about storage spaces, again very good on that front. You can easily store away those water bottles in the door pockets. You've got a cavity here wherein you can easily place your wallet, your smartphone, and you've got a 12-volt charging socket here as well. There's space for 2 bottles here as well. Now in terms of features, apart from the infotainment system, what you have is steering mounted controls. You've got cruise control, you've got the audio and phone controls here. The voice command in particular is very good. A lot of cars nowadays come with voice control, but at times you do feel that when you pronounce Indian names, it doesn't manage to get the name correct. But herein, even if you are pronouncing typical Indian names that are long and hard to pronounce, the system on most occasions gets them right. So overall, in terms of ergonomics too, the cabin fares well. You've got everything right where you want it to be. Now talking about the seats, well, the S-Cross has always had good seats and the new one doesn't change that. So what you have is comfortable seats. It's draped in leather, looks plush, goes with the overall theme of the cabin. It's got good side support. Now when you're buying a large crossover like the Maruti Suzuki S-Cross, it's natural to expect a lot of space. Now when you compare it to the older one, well, nothing has changed, and that's a good thing because the S-Cross has always had a lot of space. Now my height for reference is 5 feet 8 inches, and you can see I've got a lot of space despite the driver's seat being adjusted to my driving preference. In terms of headroom again, no problem whatsoever. That's because the roofline does not taper like many other cars in this segment. If you talk about the headrest, again it's an adjustable headrest, slides out easily. So if you're in this seat and you're going out for a long drive, trust me, you're going to be comfortable for a long while. Now another good thing about the new S-Cross is the ISOFIX mounts you get here. So if you've got a kid in home, you must preferably place your kid in a car seat in the rear. And for that, these ISOFIX mounts come in really handy. Now this is something that you don't get in every car in the Indian market, so it's really good on that part. So overall, when you look at the interior of the new S-Cross, well, it's comfortable, it's got a lot of convenient features, so it's a good place to be in. Apart from that, what it misses out? Well, the only thing I think it misses out is rear air conditioning vents. If you talk about the AC itself, its effective system, it won't let you feel the heat in those warm days. Now let's talk about the performance of the new S-Cross. Well, the biggest change in the new S-Cross is that Maruti has done away with the fabulous 1.6 litre engine that was available in the older S-Cross. So now what you have in the facelifted one is the 1.3 litre DDI S200 engine, which develops about 89 horsepower and 200 Nm of torque. Now while this 1.3 litre engine is the same unit that was seen on the older S-Cross as well, there is one major change, and that is the inclusion of the smart hybrid system. Now what this smart hybrid system does is it gives you access to automatic start stop. So you're driving in traffic, you come to a halt, the engine shuts down, you press the clutch, it comes back to life. It increases fuel efficiency. Apart from that, it's got a minor brake energy regeneration system. So overall, it does not add anything to the performance quotient of the S-Cross, but it does help increase the fuel efficiency a bit. Now we've been driving this mostly on the highway today. We left our hotels early in the morning, so we have been getting a fuel efficiency of around 18.6 kilometers to a litre as per the system that indicates here. So acceleration again is linear. It's not something which is going to push you back into the seat, but yes, it's enough to get those overtaking maneuvers done on the highway with ease. Now talking about ride and handling, well, the ride quality on the S-Cross is brilliant. It has always been the case with the S-Cross ever since it was launched, and this one doesn't change that either. So if you're talking about highway runs, the high speed runs, the ride quality is really nice. The car remains stable. When you're going over bad surfaces or over speed breakers and bumps, again, a lot of it gets filtered out easily. The suspension manages to do a good job of soaking most of the bumps. Now with the 1.6 litre engine out of the equation, the S-Cross is no longer a car for the enthusiast. So if you talk about handling, yes, it does the job what you would expect out of it. It's a perfectly stable car when you're driving at triple digit speeds on the highway. It goes around corners in a good manner, so if you're going around a corner really fast, it will manage to hold the intended line through that corner. So no really complaints there, but yes, it's not a performance car, but it will get your everyday job done without any complaints. So talking about the performance factor of the new S-Cross, well, it's an easy and convenient vehicle to drive. You've got a good 5-speed manual gearbox here, mated well to the engine, good gear ratio so you do not have to shift frantically when you're stuck in traffic. It's got a light clutch. So add all of these factors and what you get is a car that you can easily drive in traffic. You can take it out on highways, you can take it out for your long drives. Overall, a very good vehicle to be in. But what it misses out is an automatic transmission and the fun factor that the 1.6 litre engine offered in the older S-Cross. So we've come to the end of our new S-Cross drive, and it's time to wrap up the experience, as in what do you get from the new S-Cross as a buyer. Well, first of all, what you get is an updated design, primarily at the front. The new S-Cross looks a lot more bolder, it's got a more dynamic stance, and apart from that, you've got mildly updated interiors, you've got the added functionality of an Android Auto, and the biggest mechanical change is the updation of the mild hybrid system, which gives you higher fuel efficiency. So overall, if you look at the new S-Cross, yes, Maruti Suzuki has been successful in upping the game. The main thing that it misses out on is an automatic transmission, which other competitors have right now. Apart from that, you also have just 2 airbags at the front. There's no option of getting 4 or 6 airbags. So these are the 2 areas where the S-Cross misses out on. But apart from that, if you look at it from a feature perspective, from a design perspective, from a driving perspective, the new S-Cross offers a much more better experience than the older model. The new Maruti Suzuki S-Cross has been priced competitively between the price range that you can see at the bottom of your screens. Now at this price point, the new S-Cross offers very good value for money. And if you're someone who's looking for a runabout vehicle that is good to drive, gives a lot of space, has good features, the new S-Cross just fits the bill. If you like the video, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel as well. And do not forget to share it. For anything else from the world of wheels, please log on to www.expressdrives.com. Till the next time we meet again with a new car or a motorcycle, please drive safe and always obey the traffic rules.